Okay, going back to our DSR, the debt service ratio. Now, if you have to pay the car for 800 ringgit, right, and then our DSR is 1006, so we are being left about 733. Okay, so if your installment is 483, then it's okay. But if your installment is more than 733, and then you go for auction, okay, let's say the installment will be 1,000, definitely your application, okay, financing application will be rejected. So that's the risk. So that's why we need to understand how much is our debt service ratio. Yes, okay, you need to be friend with the bankers. Okay, try to find a banker's friend, discuss, okay, and then ask him how much is your capability, okay, the capability or installment that you can afford to pay, because they have this DSR, and it depends on different bank. Okay, now we are using 2/3, but some banks only use 50% only, right? So 50%, this is 1,250. Okay, this is 50%. Right, 1,250 minus 100, you only get 450. 450. Okay, so that's why if you are a fresh graduate, right, don't buy a car that is very expensive. Buy a car which is so how the basic calculation of the car. Let's say if your salary is 2,500, so you multiply by 12. So your yearly salary is 30,000. Try to find a car which is around that amount. Okay, try to find a car which is 30,000. Second hand, which is you can go for second hand or you can go for a smaller car, right? Right? Try to find a car which is at least within the range of your annual income. Okay, annual income. So if our monthly income is 2,005, annual income is 30,000. Right? So a car of 30,000 is Asia, probably Asia. You can buy an Asia, or you can buy a second-hand car. Right? So if you buy this 30,000, how much is the installment? 30,000.
300 and maybe 370 or
300 and something. Let's say we get it 400. So you still have about 400 extra. 400 extra for your house, right? But if you don't need a car at that particular moment, then use something else which is much more cheaper. Now, if you are a fresh graduate, sometimes banks say that, oh, you don't have any history with the bank.
You must make a loan.
So that because they're having risk. They're having a risk. They don't know you. They don't know whether you are a good paymaster or not.
Right.
So your secret is clear. Very very fresh. Nothing is there. Okay, secret. CCRIS. Secret. Okay, so say the bank will say that I have problem of giving you some financing because I don't know you, right? Right. So if your secret is very fresh, you don't have any history, probably they will charge you much more higher. So how we want to get our secrets to be there is history. So probably you can get a credit card, first one. Okay, the first one you might want to have a credit card, but that credit card do not use it for shopping or whatever. If you cannot control yourself, okay, forget credit card. Because that credit card is just want to show that you have a credit history. Because normally for secrets, for you to be able to having a history with the bank is it takes about 6 months. It takes about 6 months for you to have a history. Okay, so credit card probably the first one, or maybe you can get ASP financing. Okay, So you try to get ASB financing, which is the lowest one. The lowest one probably maybe 10,000 ringgit, and the installment is maybe 100 ringgit a month or 50 ringgit a month. So by doing that, you have a credit history. Okay, but that is not a bad financing. It's not a bad, we call it bad loans. It's good loans. As compared to credit card, which you spending spree, right? So shopping spree, that is a very, very bad loan. And also personal financing is also a very bad loan because you don't use it for productivity. You use it for maybe leisure. You use it because if you do it using OPM to generate income, then it's okay. Okay, that money, for example, you generate more income. But that money you go for traveling, you go for buy new clothes and so on. Okay, this is just for consumption. Okay, for consumption, that would be considered as a bad loan, right? So that is something that we need to take care of. So the calculation of DSR, okay, please remind yourself, car is a trap, okay, for you to become an investor. The faster you become an investor is better, because I become an investor quite late in my because I was a finance major. Okay, I was a finance major. I have all this knowledge. I have the knowledge of calculating property, houses and so on, but I don't use it because I'm working with a bank. I was working with a bank. I don't use all the knowledge about investment because I make money for other people. But I forget to make money for myself. After about few years afterwards, okay, that I repent, okay, then I know that I have made my mistakes, okay, then only I started to become an investor. So I try to use this one of the strategy because I learned about real estate management during my first degree in the US. So how to actually calculate, so basically we have to start as early as possible. Okay, let's say once, well, maybe we are big age, right? Okay, but we have these youngsters here, right? Youngsters here. If you start early, let's say you are 25, right? 26. Within 30 years, you have 5 houses. How you want to get 5 houses is by doing, we call it investment. Okay, buy, then you rent, then you buy again, rent, buy again, you rent. Or maybe you want to go for flipping. Right? Don't wait until you are 30 years to buy your first house. Okay, it's too late.
I already buy a land.
A land.
Cost at 71K.
Okay.
70,000.
So that's okay. Right. But buy a house. It's also good. Next time. Okay. Good. Right. Okay. Now this I've mentioned to you how you want to become a flipper and how you want to become an investor and a landlord. And it's good also to become a landlord, right? It's good also to become a landlord because at the end of the day, okay, we are just like planning for our retirement. So when you retire, you have properties that either you can sell or either you can use it the whole amount. For example, let's say the rental is 600, still the same after 30 years, probably not the same, probably it becomes 1,500, and that 1,500 ringgit is solely for you to use, because you don't have to pay the installment anymore, right? So that is actually like we call it retirement planning also, okay? Monthly allowance. Well, you can you just imagine you get this income, okay, every month. But you can use it for your grandchildren. You can go for your holiday. You can